Good night, good evening, good morning to everyone on the team. We have leaders here from all over the world, literally, from Jamaica, South Africa, Anguilla, Antigua, the US, right? Bermuda, all over the place. So good evening to every single person on the call and welcome. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day. Of course, happy Easter Sunday to you all. Happy Resurrection Day. Hope you all have been having an amazing day. Now we're going to dive straight into the training for today so that you can get back, to having fun with your families, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're first going to go through the back office training, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Guys, let me know when you can see my screen. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, if you can see my screen, just let me know. Kojo, unmute and let me know
Yes.
if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see
All
your
right.
screen.
Okay, awesome. All right, so welcome to our back office training. First of all, when you open up your application, right, this is the page that you will come to. Now, for those of us who have been around a while, we know that, of course, this version that we're looking at is the newest version, just dropped yesterday, right, updated version of the FinTouch app. And what is new in this application? Well, now we are able to access the white paper, right? In addition to the audit before. And also now we do have what you call merchant and OTC functions. Now, if you're just coming on the call, please be sure to mute yourself.
And I thank God for the day I learned.
Yeah, Sassy, I put everyone on mute, so you'd have to unmute again if you can. Okay, sorry about that.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, great. All right, so let's dive into it. Okay, let's get this app all opened. This is one of my favorite parts, opening up the FinTouch app. Now, when you get in the FinTouch app at first, this is the page that you're going to be at, right? Now, the information is all at your fingertips here inside of the apps. If you want to, visit the website, you can go here, right? If you want information on the regulatory notes here, the open source is available, the white paper easily available, and also the CERTIC audit report is easily available here as well. Okay, guys? Now, when you just sign up, of course, you opened up your wallet, and here is where you would first find your link. Okay, so if you click on to invite, right, you would simply come here and click copy link, and that will copy your entire link to invite persons to sign up on FinTouch app with you. Okay, simple as that, easy as that. Okay, the next thing is the helping tab here. Here you can go here to find some FAQs about FinTouch questions that persons might be asking, right? You can go here to find out the answers to this question. So this is the help center, right? You can find out things such as what is FinTalk, what are the features, the operational principles, the technology, the hybrid, all of that, you'll be able to find this here, okay? Importantly, when you are having any glitches or issues inside of FinTouch, there is also customer service available, right? And that is easily found by going here to the top left of your screen, this gear icon right here, right? When you come over here, you simply go to contact us, right? And then you click on online customer service, right? So it's pretty awesome. They have chat as well as email. You can send them an email. And if you also want to send them a chat or speak to a live person, sometimes they are available on chat. You can literally just click chat here, right? And then you are able to contact them right here in the back office. Okay, so for example, if I click here and I say, you know, hi, having issues, right? Okay, and then it will go ahead to contact a customer service agent. But since we are not having any email issues, right? They will usually ask you to put in your email address. Just so that they can contact you in case of that someone is not available, right? And then usually someone will come on right after. So you have access to customer service directly inside of the app, which is pretty cool, okay? You also can send them an email. They usually answer you within 1 to 2 hours after you sending that email. So this is how to contact customer service if you are having any issue with the app, all right? Also, you are able to have multiple wallets inside of your FinTouch. We are going to go over that just a little bit later when we're talking about strategy, right? But you usually find that in the identity wallet area. You're able to create a new wallet right there without actually installing the app again, right? All right, so let's go back here. Now, of course, if you want to borrow, you can go to the Go Borrow section, right? This is where you will put in the loan amount that you want, right? So let's say if you want $1,000, then you're gonna need to have 50% margin, right? At least $500, borrowing cycle 7 days, right? And here you choose which exchange platform you'd want to use. PancakeSwap, Uniswap, whatever it might be, and it takes you directly to PancakeSwap where you can make your trade and borrow the funds. Okay, guys? So it's as simple as that with the borrowing. And then Go Finance, of course, that is, you know, us lending to the platform. So this is one of my smaller wallets where I have $100 on this, right? And if you want to add on, you can literally, you know, put in the amount, click grab it now, right? Here it says insufficient wallet balance on this one, right? But literally that's how you do that, as you are aware. Okay, now back to this page. This shows the tokens that are currently listed inside of FinTouch and have launched on the FinTouch platform, right? And over here, when you go to swap historical returns, this is where you can actually see the borrowed funds or the, what you call it, the loans that persons have taken. So for example, if I click on, this one here, right? It's going to take me directly to the blockchain. It's going to show me exactly how much this person has earned so far. So this person has earned a profit of 108.98 so far, right? If I scroll down some more, it's going to give me a lot of statistics on this person's swap, right? This person swapped, they transferred, swapped again, liquidated. So most likely this person took this particular loan multiple times, right? Because he liquidated and then he set a borrow again and he did it all over again, right? So there are people who are actually using the platform to trade cryptocurrency on a daily basis. They literally take loans inside of FinTouch every single day, right? And they're earning with it. So you can literally go to any one of these and look, and you will see the different loans that are taken, you know, the profits that they've made on it so far and so forth, right? This one looks like a brand new loan that this person has taken, right? Maybe the first loan that this person has taken based on the number of transactions going on here. All right, so everything is literally, guys, very, very transparent, very, very easy to find. You could also click on introduction to FinTouch, and this brings you, you know, to a page where you can get even more information about FinTouch, about the peer-to-peer blockchain, right? It describes the hybrid technology, the application. So guys, you can literally come in here and read up on this, right? Learn about all the technicalities of the project from right inside of the app. Everything is transparent. All of the information is available for you. Of course, the next, one of the most important parts of this app that we look at as leaders, of course, is the profit section, right? Now, in the profit section, this is where we're actually able to see our team. We're able to see, you know, how much team investment that we have, how many people are invested, how many people are not invested, right? So for example, all right, so this one is a new wallet I just created yesterday. So as you can see, it has $100 in it, and I got my first 1% on this particular wallet today, which is 1% of 100 is $1. So you see this right here, okay? And so all your profits are gonna show here. Investment income is gonna show here. This is primarily the income that comes from your investment. Then the team benefits, this is going to be your commissions, whatever team benefits that you have received from the persons that you have on your level 1 and level 2 is going to show in your team benefits. All right, so let's just go into investment income. Okay, so as you can see, it's showing how much that I've earned today, which is $1 on that $100. So every single day, this income details, it's gonna start getting full every single day. It's going to give you a report on exactly how much you have earned on your investment, right? Same thing for team benefits. Right now, it's not gonna show me anything here because this has just started running, right? But it will show you exactly direct invitation income. This is from the persons who are on your level 1, and indirect income. This is from persons on your level 2. Okay, and this will show you the total amount of commissions you would have received on that on your team. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy there, guys. Now, my lending aggregation pool, this particular area, this is where you know, it basically accumulates all your earnings together. And this is where you're able to see the daily return of your 1.5% compounded on your returns, right? So as your earnings starts going up, you're going to see it accumulating here, right? And it's going to show you 1.5%, and it will show you exactly how much you have earned, right? On your earnings in compounded income. Now, if you want to withdraw this, right? If you want to withdraw this, you simply come here, click withdrawal income, right? Put in the amount that you want to withdraw here simply, and then click sure, right? Simple as that, right? So that's how it goes. And here you would see your revenue details. So it will break down for you all of the payments that you have received, where they have come from, right? Whether they are in ETH, BEP20 or Tron. Okay, now literally a very important thing to look at. Let me open this again. So people will be signing up under you. People will be signing up under you using different variations of USDT. Some would use USDT BEP20, some would use USDT Tron, TRC20, or they would be using USDT ERC20, right? So based on whichever coin they use, you're going to receive your commissions from them in that coin, right? So you might see that you have $100 in your balance, for example, but you have 80 in Binance Smart Chain, you have 10 in Tron Chain, and you have 10 in ETH Chain, right? What does that mean in terms of withdrawals? It means that if you want to withdraw, you're going to have gas fees, the corresponding gas fees for each blockchain. So meaning that you would need to have BNB, Tron, as well as ETH in your wallet just for gas fees for when you are wanting to withdraw your income from the profit pool here, okay? All right. Now, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. And Kojo, could you just monitor the chat for me for questions? Because I'm actually not able to see it from this screen.
Okay. So could you please show the daily income steps from the top?
Right.
That is coming from Sandra.
Could you show the daily income steps from the top? Okay.
Yeah, Sandra, you can unmute just in case you want to add clarity to that.
Yeah, Sandra, could you unmute and clarify what you mean?
I'm sorry, yes, I was calling some folks, so I noticed we're missing. So I missed the step that you showed previously, just to understand in your wallet exactly where your income is accumulating, your income versus your, I don't know, the income from the compounding part.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you showed it like 2 slides before this.
Right, okay.
Okay,
all right,
thank you.
So basically, your investment income or your 1% is going to initially show up here. Your team benefits are going to show up here, okay? Now, to get a breakdown of your daily income from your investment, your 1%, you would click on investment income, and it's going to show you what your earnings are day by day, all right? Team benefits, same thing. You will click there and it will show you your the amount of commissions that you're receiving from each person. It will also show you your management earnings when you have ranked up. So when you've reached GM or VP, whichever rank that you're at, you're going to see that payout showing here as management earnings. All right. Now in your lending aggregation pool here, this is where all of your profits accumulate. So when you click on my lending aggregation pool right here, okay, it takes you to this page and you will see the total amount of your earnings right here, okay? This is also where you will see the 1.5% being accumulated and compounded on your earnings, right? And this happens 7 days after your first contract. So after the first 7 days, then this 1.5% kicks in, right? And whatever amount you have here is going to start earning 1.5% every day. And every day, once your 1% accumulates and adds to this number here, you're going to also get 1.5% of that. So as your earnings grow, so will your 1.5% of that particular amount continue to grow. All right. Now, important thing to note here is that if, for example, you wanted to reinvest your earnings, okay, you would click on reinvestment, right? You would click on reinvestment. But that amount needs to be in an integer of 100. Just like how you're making a loan, you have to do it in an integer of 100. So 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 10,000, whatever it might be, right? So you need to have at least $100 here in your earnings, right, to reinvest. And then you would just click reinvestment in order to add to your capital and create a new loan. Okay, now if at any point you want to, let's say you want your capital back, right? What you would do is you would turn off the auto reinvestment on your contract. So let's go back over here and let's go to lending, right? So this contract, so this button here, you'd click on this button to turn it off, right? Once you've clicked here to turn it off, after the 7 days, what will happen is that your funds, your capital will automatically come here to your earnings, right? And then you can click redemption. Okay, so you click redemption and then you put in the amount that you want to redeem from your capital, right? And then you click sure and it does the transactions. Okay. Withdrawals, you click on withdrawal income, right? You put in the amount you want to withdraw, you click sure, right? And then it just does it all on its own. Okay. You put sure, you submit, put in your password, and boom, your funds are in your wallet. Okay, and that doesn't take much time. Usually when you click on this, your funds are in your wallet. In under 30 seconds, it's in your wallet. Okay, now let's look at the team area. All right, now first of all, of course, you know that for every $100 that we earn, you get $1 of FTH, which is the equity token of 𝗙𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏, right? So you can get this either by making $100 in interest, or if you have over $100 in referrals. So let's say someone comes in, they puts in $100, that's gonna give you a $1 in FTH, right? And so on. Simple as that. So this is what the FTH subscription rights is, and you are only allowed to earn up to $1,000 worth of FTH. Okay. Now here is where you're going to see your team volume. Okay. So here it will show your total personal investment, and then it will show your team investment here. Your subordinate addresses, these are people who directly signed up on your link. And the total addresses of the team, this will be your entire team. Okay, this will be your entire team. Now, of course, as you know, this is a decentralized platform. So there are no email addresses, there are no names, but you are able to actually see, right, based on the last digits of the wallet ID, you're able to identify who has signed up and who has not. So if someone has signed up and you're trying to identify if they're funded or not, right, you ask them for the last 4 digits of their wallet ID, their 𝗙𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏 wallet ID, and you can identify them via that. Now, voted means the person has invested. Not voted means that this person has not yet invested. Okay, simple as that. And then you're able to see your direct team investment amount by clicking the button up here, right here at the top. Okay, when I click on that, right, it's gonna show me, right, how much each person has invested. Okay, so this is how you see that. It will also show you who in your team is a GM. So if anybody in your team has ranked up, next to their wallet ID will now show GM or VP or SVP or whatever it might be at that time. Okay. Now, yesterday's earnings, keeping in mind that this platform is on Malaysia time, right? Every day it shows what your earnings was yesterday and then adds it on for you every 24 hours. So it will show you what was your team's income yesterday, and whatever that amount will be, it will pop up in your lending aggregation pool for you to withdraw if you wanted to do so, right? same thing here. It's gonna show you what your total team volume would be. Okay. Now this here, the super node cash voucher, this is only if you have purchased a spot in the super node. All right. It will let you know exactly, you know, how much USDT in profits that you have earned from that super node. Okay. And pledged currencies, investments. This is just if you have other currencies besides USDT, right? You are actually able to pledge funds right here and earn again the same 1%. And you basically keep these funds locked in this side. So this area is kind of more of a staked side where you would stake principal for a certain amount of time. You would not touch it at all, and you would pledge it as an investment towards 𝗙𝗏𝗘𝗧, right? But we don't use this area that much, right? Just for your knowledge, letting you know what it is about. Now, of course, we have the browser section, right? Here, you're able to track any kind of transaction. You're able to put in an address here, right? Transaction hash or any type of transaction information, and you're able to see the details of that, like any borrowed funds, any loan funds, any contract information. You're able to see it here. Also, you're able to see the total number of addresses in the system. So now we have 27 million addresses in 𝗙𝗏𝗘𝗧, right? So this is amazing. And of course, you can see like all transactions happening on the chain as it's going through, right? And then the last section, of course, is your wallet. This is where you will be able to put your funds. It functions just like any other wallet, like your Trust wallet or your MetaMask or whichever wallet you use, Token Pocket. You're able to send your BTC here. You're able to send, right, your ETH here, your Tron here. If you want to add a coin, you can click on this, right? And once you click on this, right, you're able to turn on more coins, right? So if you want to put BUSD here, if you want to put Dogecoin, whatever, right? Here is the list. You're able to put in, you know, or turn on any coin. You're able to turn on any coin that you want and send it over here to your 𝗙𝗏𝗘𝗧 wallet, right? As you can see now, Sushi and WBTC that I just added, you can see it now. So any coin that is not on this list that you want to add to your wallet, you can simply just click on that plus button and add it to the wallet. If you want to send funds out of your wallet, you can go to the coin that you want to send, or you can click transfer, right? Choose whichever coin that you want to send, right? And then you will go ahead and paste in the receive address for whether you're sending it to your Binance, your Trust wallet, wherever you want to send it to. A fun trick that I found so that you won't have to keep going back and forth between your wallets, you can actually click on this icon here. This is an address book icon. When you tap on that, you are able to add a wallet address, name it, right, and describe it for your own records, and it will be saved here. So when you're wanting to do the transfer, you can just go to your address book and you can choose whichever address that you want to send it to, enter the amount that you want to send, and then you click next, and it sends it in a couple of seconds. Your funds are on the way. If you're wanting to receive funds to your wallet, you click on the receive button, right? Click on the receive button and you choose whichever coin that you want to receive. You copy the address, hit copy address, and you go over to the platform that you're sending the funds from. And this is the address that you will send your funds to in order for it to hit your FinTouch wallet, okay? We also have the swap function here, which is actually pretty handy sometimes, right? A very important thing to note is that at the moment you can't swap from one chain to the next. So for example, we see here USDT BEP20 at the top and USDT TRC20 at the bottom, right? Now, because these two are different blockchains, you can't swap between them. So you can swap from USDT BEP20 to, let's say, BNB, because that's on the blockchain, right? Or USDT TRC20 to Tron, or Tron to USDT TRC20. It has to be on the same blockchain. But this is pretty simple to use. You know, you would just put in the amount, right, that you want to, the amount that you want to swap. You change, right? You choose whichever currency that you want to swap it to, right? And then you just click the swap button and you're done. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I've used this a couple of times and it works really nice. Now there's a new section that they just added, which is the buy coins section, right? So this is really shaping up to be a real peer-to-peer platform. So now not only are we doing peer-to-peer loans and borrowing, but you're actually able to purchase coins, right? From peers, persons who have registered inside of FinTouch as merchants in order to sell coins to people on the platform, right? So you would simply come here, you know, put in the amount that you want to buy, right? Click purchase, right? Put in the name of the person. So you need to have the details of the person that you're purchasing the coins from, right? Their name, the number, you confirm, right? And then it gives you the additional information to make the order. Now, if you want to be a merchant inside of the FinTouch platform, you would go up here to these three dots, right? When you click on that, you click on Merchant Center, right? And here you're able to enable merchant trading and kind of go through the process to register as a merchant to be able to sell coins inside of the ecosystem. So it's really a very nice, simple system. Now people are going to be able to purchase peer-to-peer, right? And you will be paying that merchant in whatever you know, payment method that they would have indicated. Okay, so it's simple as that, guys. And this is the new feature inside of FinTouch. Okay, a really great feature as well with FinTouch. This is a multi-chain wallet, meaning that if you click on this button at the top left, right, you can see that you have a Bitcoin wallet here. You've got a BNB wallet, FinTouch wallet, Ethereum wallet, Tron wallet, Litecoin wallet. I'm sure a lot of you who use Token Pocket, you're familiar with what this looks like, right? And this is kind of a similar setup where you're actually able to move between wallets and store your funds inside of FinTouch. So it's truly a decentralized wallet system. All right, guys. Another really amazing feature that I found out about the other day is another way to actually cash out your funds from FinTouch without having to send it to an exchange. So if you're in a country that actually has crypto ATMs, okay, you're actually able to cash out, right, through those crypto ATMs. How? Simply, so let's say I wanted to send this BNB, I wanted to withdraw this in a crypto ATM, okay? So I would click the transfer button, right? And I would be at the ATM, I would basically be punching the number, okay, I want to cash out cryptocurrency, all right, I want to cash out BNB, X amount of BNB and so forth. And it's going to show me a QR code on the screen, okay? What I'm going to do next is click on this button over here, to scan a QR code. When I click on that button, right, it's going to allow me now to scan the QR code, right? Once I scan it, this address is going to appear here in the pay address area. I put in the amount, I click next step, boom, the funds are sent to the crypto ATM and I have it coming out in cash. All right, so for those of you that are in countries that have crypto ATMs available, this is a way you can cash out your funds from FinTouch very easily without even having to use an exchange. Okay. What did we miss? Of course, at the top of the wallet here, we have the banners, right? This gives us announcements. We also have this announcement area here. You're actually able to click on it and see all of the latest announcements that FinTouch has released, right? All of the latest announcements, right? About the, this one is about the merchant OTC peer-to-peer trading that they just launched yesterday with the upgrade, right? All of that you will be able to find this here, right? All of this you'll be able to find this here. At the top, right, you'll be able to find other announcements like this FinTalk April Levels Challenge. I'm sure everyone is aware of the Levels Challenge currently. This is basically a challenge where if you are able to skip 2 ranks in this month of April, you are going to get a cash prize from FinTouch, right? So I think my internet is kind of acting up right now. This is moving a little bit slow. Let's see if it will come up. This is moving a little bit slow, right? But you guys get the point. You guys get the point, and you're able to just come in here, really just explore. There's so much information in here for you to explore. As you can see, nothing is hidden. Everything is transparent. Everything is out in the open for you and at your fingertips. So guys, I urge you to go into your back office, or I should say go into your app, right? Look around, read the information, get all read up, get, you know, knowledgeable about the project and what we are doing here, right? And educate yourself so that you can be as effective as possible in your business. So guys, this concludes the walkthrough of the back office. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, we have one question. Someone was asking for you to go back to the merchants page again. Another
Merchants
question was
page.
saying, can you transfer directly to your crypto or fiat or both or debit card? So I guess, yeah.
All right. So no, you're not able to buy using your debit or credit card. When it comes to purchasing from the merchant, you're going to be purchasing based on whatever payment method that they indicate, right? So for example, they might say, all right, I take payment through MoneyGram, or I take payment through Western Union, or I take payment through BNB, or I take payment through LTC, or whatever payment method that they require, that is what you're going to pay in, okay? So here,
Yeah.
right? So in order for you to trade, you have to enable the trading authorizations, right? You have to enable it from here, right? And once you've enabled it from here, then you're able to actually register as a merchant and also be able to register to purchase coins peer-to-peer from inside of the platform. Okay, so this person asked me to come back to the merchant page. I am at the merchant page. What was the question about the merchant page?
I think it was no specific question. They just probably wanted to see that. So we have two hands up. Mr. Marcus and Bernard. We're gonna let them speak. Also, Desiree, if you want to send funds to a crypto card, that card is gonna have a wallet and it's gonna have a wallet address. And all you do is send the funds to the wallet address and it will be there. All right.
Correct.
Carlene, yes, you can transfer any amount of USDT to FinTalk as long as the place you're sending from would allow you to send, because Binance is a $10 minimum. So in case you're using Binance, you can't even send $2 from out of Binance. But with FinTalk, you can receive or send any amount. Yeah, Mr. Bernard.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I was introduced to FinTalk by a good friend of mine, 𝗙𝗜𝗡𝗖𝗓. I'm originally from Dominica. I followed a couple of your meetings, and I must say that I was very impressed by this program. I have been in other schemes before, call it that way, just for the sake of my competition. And some of them didn't do too well, you know, but I really appreciated what I saw. Matter of fact, I've already even signed up somebody, and both of us will be found in our account this month. And so I've already started creating babies even before having my, you know, so. And I think the guy that I signed up, he already has somebody in line to sign up as well. So I think I'm already going to start on 1 and 2 levels even just after I fund my account this week. But I have a couple of questions. The first one is, well, both of us are starting with $500 one. And so we expected 32,000 at the end of 12 months. But my question on that, and I have a second question I will ask both of them together so I can hang up with answers. The question is, in order to be able to amass that 32,000, I would not need to be withdrawing daily, right? What would be the process to ensure that, because most of the times you are indeed, you are advised to withdraw your money consistently. But I'm trying to wonder, if I withdraw daily, how would I get to the point where I amass that 32,000 expected on my $500 investment? So I'd like you to comment on that. The second one is, one of the things we've noticed in other schemes, let me use the word again wisely, is that they last for a while and afterwards they phase out. So the people who come most of the times last in line, they never really get to do a withdrawal or see a return on their investment. What are the protocols that have already been put in place by FinTalk to ensure that this is a long, lifelong, a very long investment that people won't dread? Because that's one of the things that you will get, especially in Dominica, where I'm from, like I said earlier on, where people have lost money. They are concerned as to, well, I lost money in this and I lost money in that. So although the program looks very attractive and very unique in the sense that we own our own money, well, what has FinTouch itself as an entity put in place to ensure that this is long enough, not a 2, 3, 4 year, and then somebody comes and takes everything and goes with it, and then bam, the scheme fails, that the program fails? What is it that is put in place to ensure that there is longevity and security in people's investments? Thanks for answering my questions.
Okay. I was going to say, Mr. Bernard, Sassy, I think I'm going to be covering those 2 questions on the strategy part when I start the strategy section. So Bernard, just remind me, just in case when I start, I'm going to actually be covering those 2 things you just asked in the strategy section after this.
Okay, so you are having a continued program after
yeah,
that?
yes. Yeah, so we're doing back office training.
Right.
Yeah, okay. And strategy setup where we'll show you guys how to build a team. And in that setup, we'll understand how the rewards and earnings are produced by FinTalk and how we are able to get paid from all this ROI at the same time, bonuses.
Okay, well, once you answer both questions, I'll be happy, because I would really love both questions, because both of them will be important and valuable to me moving forward and trying to build my own team with Adele's direction and assistance.
Yes, sir. Definitely understood. We'll get to that right after the last two questions here, and then I start my my section, which is the strategy section.
And finally, Sassy, did I understand that we may have some kind of flag connection somehow?
Oh yeah, I'm from Dominica.
Okay. All right. We're looking forward to days.
Pleased to meet you. Pleasure, 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 pleasure. We will have to, the way you guys are going, Dominica, we will have to come down there and do a major FinTouch event.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping, because I'm also I don't want to use the platform to promote anything. I'm also involved in some other medical type therapy program, and I will have to learn how to juggle my salesmanship, being a pastor at the same time marketing the gospel. So I will have to know
of course,
to ensure that I'm not creating conflict in the minds of people running two programs simultaneously. But surely we're looking forward.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll figure it out. There's a really neat way to balance it out, and we can definitely have that conversation later, and I can give you some tips on how you could do that.
Sure.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll take Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll take Mr. Malchus first, actually. Just drop your question, and then let's move on to Patrick, and then I start my section.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good evening. The gentleman asked one of the questions that I was about to ask. Very important. And the next part I want to add to that is that when we have the fund in our wallet, what can happen that we can lose it? If there's any way for us to lose our money from our wallet.
There's no way for you to lose the money that is in your wallet. As you probably would have realized when you signed up, right? You created the wallet and you were giving a 12-word mnemonic phrase, right? Now, these particular words, they are basically like the PIN number to your bank account, okay? Only you have those words in the entire world. That means if you ever even lost it, there is nobody in this entire world that will be able to help you. So this is why we always urge you to keep it safe. Now, if for anything, for example, let's say FinTouch app went down, right? And you had funds in your wallet. Simply, you would just take your 12 words, you'd go over to Trust Wallet or MetaMask, right? Click import a wallet, you put in your words, and boom, your wallet will be available there, and your funds that were in your wallet will also be available. Okay? This is a decentralized wallet, means that the money is not being held by any one person. It is your wallet. It belongs to you. You are the owner.
So anyway, any movement to make with it, the amount is still there.
It is still there, yes. Right? Even if you lost your phone and you got a new phone, as long as you have that 12-word mnemonic phrase, you will be able to re-download the FinTouch app or go into your Trust Wallet or go into your MetaMask, use your 12 words and restore your wallet.
Could you go into like a token pocket wallet and do so?
Yeah, you can do it in Token Pocket, any decentralized wallet, any decentralized wallet at all.
I am asking to learn, and at the same time, our listeners can get more knowledge. That's basically what I'm doing here, because I want to know, because sometimes you get it one way and then the other way you don't know, and then when it happens, you're gonna hear that we didn't know. So I want to know. I want to know, because I have folks that I'm gonna drive into this thing, so I want to know.
Well, definitely we will do a follow-up video for you guys on that. in the interest of security, obviously I cannot show my phrase here on the Zoom. So we'll create an actual, separate wallet for that and do a video on that and show how to actually restore your wallet in a different decentralized wallet like Trust Wallet, MetaMask, Token Pocket, and so forth.
What I appreciate what you just said, but I don't think anyone should be craving for that far. Because once you show a thief how to pick a lock, he's gonna create another way to pick it somewhere else. So we don't want to go that far. No. Let's get this thing serious.
Right.
What you have just done a while ago, all you have to do is repeat it again another time. Repeat it for us. That should be good enough. Don't give nobody no, what do you call it now? A demo lock. A demo lock can become a real lock. They pick it.
Yeah, that's cool. But there's videos online already. There's nothing wrong with her making a video about it. Thank you for your contribution. Mr. Patrick, you're next, and then we'll move on to the next phase. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the information so far. I myself am a novice to the platform, so I'm learning little by little. But you gave some incentive earlier about some rewards or awards rather, if we skip 2 levels. We know that $1, yes. So $1 is an award. Do you have any?
All right, so you're asking about the levels challenge. All right, hold on a second. Let me just pull it up here. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it up here so everyone can see. All right, where is, okay, Zoom. All right. Okay, so this is the level challenge rewards happening right now. So basically, there are 4 rewards. If you go from GM to SVP in this month of April, you'll receive a $5,000 cash reward. If you go from VP to ED, you will receive $20,000 reward. If you go from SVP to MD, $50,000. And if you go to ED, from ED to MD, then you get $50,000. The qualifications to be in here, you have to be a GM minimum, right? And then from GM, go to SVP, right? And then, of course, all the other options here.
And again, as a novice, how do you qualify to be a GM?
Qualifying for a GM is simple, and actually this is coming up right next. Kojo is going to be covering that part, but simply put, 5 direct referrals, $50,000 in volume in your entire team will make you a GM, right? And so since your question is geared towards the ranks, I'm going to allow my co-host Kojo to take over from here and break down that part for you guys, okay?
I'm sorry to interject. There are a few questions in the chat that may relate.
Yeah, I think I seen one. One said Supernode subscription records. So yeah, I think Sandra, the question
you could asked, explain that afterwards. You can get with me.
What was the question?
It says Supernode is not showing. Wait, Supernode showing up on subscription records, but not showing in the node section on the profit tab. The one on the profit tab is bonus earned for the rank. So when you hit a rank like VP, SVP, they actually reward you with free
brother,
node
Mr.
subscriptions.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Mr. Kozho, I have already purchased $1 subscription of Supernode. Okay, and I get a daily reward by the Supernode in my FTH wallet. Okay, I show you. Just give me a chance. Okay.
Okay. So Limon, share your screen really quick, just 2 minutes, and show. Do you still have the trade from when you borrowed active or no?
Okay, brother. You see my screen, brother?
Yes, see your screen.
Okay, check it. And this is FTC, okay? Sorry, FTH. I get 5 April 2023 0.00005, 6 April 0.005, 7 April, 8 April, 9 April. Okay?
Yeah.
I purchased $100 Supernode cash voucher. Check it.
So as you see, Sandra, he had earned a free voucher, right? Limon is a VP. He's been pulling in tons of volume with his team. So I think starting from VP rank, if I'm not mistaken, you start to earn free node vouchers, depending on your weekly performance or daily performance.
I will again purchase $400. That means total. I decide I will get $500 node.
Good.
Total. Because this is very, very profitable, because when our FTC chain will be launched, then every day we'll get a reward by FTC and FTH.
Yes.
And this will be passive income for us. This will be really amazing, and more long time we will make money for purchasing Supernode. Okay.
Okay. Do you still have the trade from when you borrowed the money from FinTalk?
No,
you still...
Actually, I borrow. When I was borrow, then they are the money of the borrowing money. They are so in the borrowing money, but I paid to the contract. That is why right now
there's no assets. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to see check. I let you check something. This is the smart contract of the FinTalk pool. Okay, check. Okay, and 1.3 million balance already have into their smart contract. Wait, I just show something to you. Just okay, brother. I'm going to FinTalk pool. This is the smart contract of the contract, and if I click it, then their BSC chain, FinTalk pool, and their smart contract is verified. Okay. And this is very important things. Their contract, smart contract, BSC based smart contract is verified. And if I check their transaction, you check. This is the withdraw. This is the loan. This is the withdraw. This is the redemption. This is the also loan. Okay, I check it. This is the loan. I can prove it. Okay. Okay. I click. Check. Spent ERC20 means this is the loan function work. Okay, I check another transaction, brother. Every second they dispatch loan to the community. people get loan from them, and they paid in the smart contract. Okay, you check, this is the loan contract. Some people get loan from them. I have a lot of I actually I study about a lot of of the smart contract. Okay, everyone can check it, and they get idea about how can they give loan to the people, how can they loan take loan, paid loan. Everything is clear, brother. There's very
Thank you. Thank you. So what Limon just showed, he's just showing you on the BSC pool, right? Because he had been able to do a loan transaction, he's been able to follow the contract addresses all the way through, and he's just showing examples of how you can see and where you can see all of that. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to talk about the compensation plan. We're going to dive into that part, and then I'm going to break down the strategy, right? Because, you know, most of us are leaders, most of us here are team builders, and most of us here are looking for ways to create true passive income, right? So let's break this down again. The minute you get started and you share your link, what's going on your first level, whoever you introduce, you do not get a direct bonus, right? That is money coming out from their deposit. But whatever they earn on a daily basis, you're going to earn 15%. Let's always remember that. Also, on the second level, whatever their team is earning, so whoever they introduce from the first level down, on that second level, you're earning 10% of their earnings, right? That we also want to look at. So this is something that comes in. It doesn't matter whether you've hit a rank, you haven't hit a rank. The minute you introduce someone, you're going to be earning, and that's how it works. Also, I think I had seen a question on there. Why do we have multiple wallets? I'm going to get into that, why you might need multiple wallets as a team builder, and you're going to understand. So this is just pretty simple, right? Your team makes $100, you make 15%, $15 every single day, while they make $100 on 10K. Same thing here, your team makes $10,000. Has $10,000 invested, making 100 a day, 10%, $10 every day, right? So we get that part. Then the next part is the ranks. So we speak about the ranks. GM, what is the qualification? 5 directs minimum, meaning that if you're able to introduce 5, then you probably couldn't do anything beyond that. But and with team builders, for some reason, your team grew in volume. Then if you have 50,000 in volume, you would be able to hit the rank of GM. That's $100 a day bonus. Here's another thing you need to remember. The minute someone also hits that same rank as you no longer earn that $100 a day. You're going to get 20% of that GM. So for most people that ask about sustainability, understand this is one of the only comp plans where I've seen that they are not throwing money out the roof, and it makes it in a way worthwhile and competitive for leaders to stay on top of their game, right? One thing you also need to understand is that everyone in your team is looking to hit GM, but that's going to do something for you. What is it going to do? The minute 2 different people, any leg, it has to be separate legs on any level. It doesn't have to be your directs. It could be your indirects 5 levels deep. As long as people come in your team and they aspire to hit GM and they do that, with a maximum team volume of 150,000, you are a vice president, earning between 150 to 300 every day in bonuses. How does that work? As we can see here. So I just wanted to show this chart, and I'm going to take us all onto the whiteboard, right? I'm going to take us all onto the whiteboard. So let's get on the whiteboard. Put this up. Okay, so with the whiteboard, as long as you can see my whiteboard, it means we are good to go. We are going to speak about the different ranks, right? But to start it off, just want to give a quick drawing. This is going to represent you, right? So anyone who gets started, this is you, right? You're going to be able to introduce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then you can have multiple people, right? So if you're a team builder, you're going to have to look at it this way. Your front row, which is your main 5, would be made up of mainly builders, and then you can add some investors, right? But you don't want to stretch too far. Maybe I always recommend, you want to have about 7 to 10 directs. The reason is you never would know when someone says they want to leave the business. Maybe it's just an emergency. They have the need for the capital. Things happen, right? So just give some room, maybe 7, 10 directs, and that is a good safety net. And then you're going to look through your team and ask yourself, who is moving and who is shaking, right? So you introduce 5. Let's just say everyone on this level, you have somebody here doing 1 to 5, bring about, let's say, 40,000 in volume, right? Or let's just say even, 50,000 in volume. Let's just put it that way. They are bringing 50K in volume collectively. But then you have number 2, probably doing the most work, bringing about 30K of the volume. And then number 3 probably brings in 10K. And then 4, 5, everyone else brings collectively, maybe this guy brings 5,000. This person brings 2,000. This person brings 3,000 in volume, right? That's cool. So what are you going to do? You're now going to look at what is required for you, because now you're a GM, right? You're a GM. You're looking at, what do I need to do to get to the next rank? The volume required for VP is 150,000. And you need to create 2 GMs. So if you want to get there fast and not wait for your team to do its thing and catch up whenever they want to catch up, because everyone is moving at a different pace, depending on their community or their ethic, just all different variables, you would then create a second wallet. You're hearing me right. You would then create a second wallet. How would you do that? We'll probably just go over that in the end, but you would go into your wallets and then you go to the home page. At the very top left, you always see there is a hexagon or a screw-like looking bolt at the top. You click on it, you go to Identity Wallet. Once you're at Identity Wallet, you'll be able to see at the bottom, first it will show you your main wallet, and at the bottom it will say Create Wallet or Import or Restore Wallet on the right. You would click on Create as if you're about to create all over again. But we all know that you would always take a link first, click on someone's link to create your own new unique wallet ID. So you would come to number 2, you say, Sarah Julian, send me your link. She sends you her link. What are you going to do? You're going to create a wallet, right? So now you fall right again under your own team member. They might have 5, 6, 7 directs. It doesn't matter. You're probably number 7. But what are you doing? Because you are a builder, you might have investors. You might have other team leaders that you are bringing on board. So you're going to fill up the slots again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 and 7, right? Because you want to make sure that this wallet gets to go to GM as well. We'll understand why. But the minute you bring in 20K extra in volume, right? 20,000 in volume, that adds to 50,000. Now, number 2, it's a GM, right? So you just helped make this happen fast. Maybe you're a builder, you know you have 50 people lined up. You have 100 people in a group lined up. There's no need to just throw your link and fill it all out. So immediately number 2 becomes the GM, you're looking at number 3. Probably at this time, they're either still at 10K or somewhere at 15,000. But remember, everyone is supposed to have their own goals towards reaching GM. So we're not saying this as in like, okay, I'm just gonna come in and do 10,000 and then I know my leader needs to hit a rank and you're gonna just come in there. No, they're gonna come in there as long as you're moving progressively. You're always taking action, massive action, because their goal is just to help you get there faster, right? It might even be an upline above your sponsor who's looking to go to VP. Who's gonna say, look, who do I need to come help? I have some people coming, I just want a new wallet to come under. And then your sponsor is gonna recommend you because they know you've been hitting up on calls, setting up 3 calls. You've been bringing people in. Maybe your people just don't invest large numbers, right? Maybe you're coming from a place where people usually are coming in with 200, 500, 200, 300. It's gonna take a while, but you're throwing in the numbers. Guess what happens? Somebody's gonna be willing to help. So now, right there, number 3 is gonna start getting help. So let me erase this. Right, so to make it simple, you again, so I'm gonna represent you with, let me just make it the letter U, right? U. So you come back again and you add 20K, 5 directs, let's say 5 directs times 20K, right? 20K in volume, that's what you brought in. This person, number 2, is a GM. So now you decided to still come and help, or maybe someone else decided to help, but they come in here, right? X comes here and adds 5 directs and then puts in, let's say 30K in volume. Because maybe at the same time, this person has added their own 10K, because remember, they are still working. They weren't just waiting for somebody to be the reason why they hit GM. Now you have 2 leaders that are GM. Remember, 4, 5, 6, 7, all these people are still doing their thing, maybe gradually at their own pace, or maybe they're just getting started. You never know their potential. Maybe 4 and 5 are about to introduce the next set of leaders who are going straight to SVP with no help needed. You never know anyone's network. But as a leader, your goal is, how fast do I need to hit the next rank? And then you decide how fast you do that, right? So instantly you have 2 GMs created. Now you become a VP because your team gave you 150K in volume, and then you created 2 GMs, right? 2 GMs. That's simple. So that is why we create multiple wallets in this project. Not because, we just want to chill, but it's because it helps. Maybe sometimes you're coming and you're an investor, you have 50,000 of your own money, right? You have 50,000 of your own money and maybe just 4 people. Well, that's a strategy, right? For the big ballers, right? Somebody got 50K, because why are you hitting GM? Remember, you're hitting GM because it pays you an extra $100 a day. That's why you're hitting GM. That's $3,000 a month. So you have another person, we call the person Mr. A, right? Mr. A got a lot of money. So, I think we've seen someone like Sammy do it. I have someone in my team, I don't even know who the person is. They must have joined from YouTube or something. Maybe they're even on this call now. If you know you're the person that recently hit SVP in my organization, try to DM me, because I'm trying to figure out what you're doing different, because you're always moving, right? You come in, you say, okay, you know what? Minimum is 100. So you probably put in 100 here. You have 50 grand, right? So you still want to bring on 5 leaders. Why not? 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to bring in 5 leaders, and you can just pick. Maybe it was your cousin, your niece, whoever you brought in. You just say, okay, I'm going to take your link again, and then I'm going to deposit 10K 10K, right? So let's just say 10K times 5. And it's also good to do it under your own leg. We'll explain why. So 10K times 5 times 5, right? 10K times 5. So instantly, you're a GM. If number 2 is able to get some other directs, they also become a GM. They might not make the $100 a day, but now they're going to make $20 a day from you. You can leave this wallet as it is, and it will always stay a GM. This is a strategy call. We are giving you the strategy to make the most while also pushing your entire team forward so you can all win at the same time. If you have the capital, you can set a wallet in this structure as a GM, and it will stay a GM because there's no competition of leaders hitting GM in that organization. But that's if you have the capital, right? Or maybe you just have some other leaders, they are probably not moving too much, or you have investors, you know they're just investors. You can set up a wallet like that in your structure. It will push the entire volume up, but it will create that GM opportunity for you. You're doing $100 a day. You go to sleep. That's paying bills. We call that a GM wallet, right? Every leader might want to have a few wallets. You know, you're pushing somebody GM here, you're pushing someone GM here. As long as it hasn't grown past, there's no new leaders who grew past, guess what? Those are GM wallets paying that $100 a day. So now that we understand that, now we're going straight to the top. So what are the requirements to go to the next rank? VP. Sorry, not even VP. Now we are talking SVP, right? So you're right here again, U, right? Everyone is a U. Why everyone can do this? Everyone can do this. Everyone is a U. So U wants to be SVP. In order to be SVP, you need 500K in team volume. What is 500K? 10 people with 50,000. 10 GMs, right? So somebody could have 10 potential GMs that they know are going to take this business to the next level. People who are always coming into projects with 50K in volume on a minimum. Are you going to spread them all on your bottom? No. You're still going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, right? But in order to hit this 50K in volume, you're going to need 2 VPs, right? So number 3 is a VP. VP. Number 5 is a VP, right? Probably number 2 hit GM. That's great. So between them, what do we have here? 150, 150, 300K, 50. And then let's call the rest investors, you know, people doing their thing. That's easily 500K. When you understand this setup, it's not difficult for anyone here to be an SVP. All you're looking at is 2 leaders who are going to generate 150K in volume on their own. It doesn't even have to be your directs. Probably number 5 comes in with $100, knows one guy in Australia, knows a lady in Jamaica, and then next thing you know, those people are really hungry to take this business to the next level. They hit VP 4 levels deep, 5 levels deep. You are now SVP. You get it? So you want to support in the beginning very fast to get to VP, because GM is just a stepping stone. If you can go to GM, so can all your directs. So the minute you know you have more people, you quickly take that wallet, sign up on them, push that wallet straight to GM. Now you have created 2 GMs. Now you're a VP. Then now those GMs start to work. They create 2 new GMs. They're a VP. 2 VPs force you, once you hit 500K, you're SVP. What's SVP taking home a day? 600 to 1,500 every day as your volume grows, because there's a gap from SVP to ED. ED is 2 million. We're gonna get to ED, so let's cover ED. And then we'll cover how all the money is being made by FinTalk, because I know that's one question that was asked, right? So here, you again. Why? Because you can do this. It's not that hard. It's simple. It's not easy. It's simple. And that's why we're doing the breakdown, right? So to be an ED, executive director, 2 million in volume, right? You need to have this leg SVP, another leg SVP. Then you could have one VP here, right? Another VP here. And then you just put some GMs here, right? Yeah, just put some GMs. Put some GMs. Why? Because GM is 50K, right? 50, 50, 100, right? So let's just say you have another GM, right? Because you had 6 legs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe that's 7 legs. So 150K from 3 GMs. SVP 500 grand, right? 500K. SVP 500K. That's 1 million, 1.3. That's 300,000 here. That's 1.6 already, right? 1.6. So that's 150. And that's 150K. You see, it's not about you pulling in the weight. It's about finding people that are looking to go GM. That is the entire game, if you want to call it that. The entire game is creating a GM factory, and that's what we've been doing here. In the last 45 days, I looked down the organization, we have at least, I think it's touching maybe 15, maybe 12 GMs. The goal is to spring up GMs like it's nothing. What is a GM? 50K in volume. Everyone can be GM. If you know you have 20 people in your network that usually come into projects with you, do not rush to put them all on your front row. Just get 6, 5, 7, and then quickly start to navigate. Who else is moving in my organization? Who had 30K in volume? Who is matching me 25K? Who do I know is in a position where the minute they actually become a GM, their entire network that only works on we want to see money is going to flood to that person, because you know what they can do already. You know they've been in opportunities that they've been burnt. And so their organization is just looking to see proof. Go and support them, right? Also be in contact with the person that introduced you. They might be looking for some position to find and put themselves because they're looking to go to VP, right? And I'll give you an example. So my friend Limon, king of Bangladesh, right? He was on the call. He showed you guys a little introduction and everything. He needed to go to VP. I instantly took a wallet from one of his team members, asking to give me a wallet. He sent me the wallet. I created the wallet, and then I focused all my efforts there. He's VP on his way to SVP. His team has started to pull in their own volume because the minute he became VP, it shook everyone. The entire Bangladesh, the Indian leaders, they're like, oh no, we have a good leader. We have a great leader now. We need to work with him. They are pulling in crowds right now. I think they have about 3,000 wallets in their organization, right? Maybe some might be double, triple wallets. Probably put it at about 1,000 people, maybe, right? But that's what happens, right? Some people, the minute you give them that shot and you know where the location they are at, you know what they are capable of, it will bring in the crowd. So that's what we are doing here. And everyone can be a GM. So then the next rank, the big rank of all. So my next goal is ED, right? Currently, we already touching 1. The goal is to do 1 more. How do we do 1 more? I tell Sassy, you're SVP and you know it. Let's take you to SVP. GM is just a stepping stone. She did that already. Sandra, you are SVP. You know it. right? GM was just a touching stone. We all did that in our sleep. Pastor Shankai, definitely senior vice president, minimum, right? You've done it in so many projects. So the goal is we find who needs to get there, be in communication with them. And then if you can support, because we all have a ton of people, but this is the only project where it doesn't require you to load up all these people because you're getting 10% direct bonus and 20% direct bonus. If that was the game, then of course, everyone would be looking to just get their directs because there's that bonus. But it's better to get the ranks than to get even the 15% from the directs, because you can always create a new wallet underneath someone and still keep your people giving you that 15% if that's what you're trying to gain, because it's always there for you. And you can do it in another wallet, right? So that's the strategy we are pushing here, but you have to be moving and shaking so that what the people that are also trying to support you would actually support you in your endeavor. So we all know the final rank, you, once again. So Nina Hart, you're on this call. I know you're a big leader. This is you, MD. Guys, remember, MD is only 6 million in volume. That's 6 months of this business. You're telling me in 6 months of this business, tops, you can be set for life. Why? Because MD, what is MD taking home, right? MD, and we even have a top leader, one of the first leaders to actually join in this project. He's on this call. He's just listening in. I don't even know his handle, right? He's probably just trying to listen in. He might come in and chip in some motivation. He's already ED. He literally started the African team, and they're crushing it, right? So what is MD taking home every day? That's easy. We saw that in the chart. MD is taking home 13,000 or 30,000. But we know that's not the end. That's not the end. That's nothing. Because I was on the call, Sandra was on the same call. It might be Lady U, Asian lady in the team. She's taking home 50K per day. And that's not the end. There's no cap, right? Because your volume starts from 6, but it keeps growing. So you're telling me that a year from now, when my volume swells up, I could be taking over 50, 30, 90, maybe 90,000 a day. There is no cap here. It's not a monthly paycheck. It's not here's a badge and a couple of trophies and they give you one time 400,000 bonus on stage. No, every day you're getting it. Every day you're getting it. So our goal is to crush this entire project. Some of you are coming from projects like Novatech, you're in Vidilook, I'm going to mention the names. We're in all these different projects. There are so many different levels of caps in those projects. But just think about this. Here we know one thing is guaranteed. Your funds are in your control. This is a guarantee. Don't take my guarantee, but we know this for a fact. But I can even back it up and tell you we know this for a fact. This is the only project that we know that if the back office shut down, you can literally access the code on the blockchain with any other wallet. Where else can you say this? So all you need to do is get in contact. There's so many leaders in all these projects that we're in. They've all done 6-10 million in volume. I was talking to one leader, right? He's an Ultron, a project that I'm also in, because I'm all about the blockchain stuff, right? So I asked him, what are you doing right now? He's like, oh, he's just trying to focus on this. So we had a little chat, but I just put the numbers in his face. I'm gonna let him marinate and try and call him again. He's literally close to, I think, doing about 6 million in volume, right? Or maybe a little bit more. And he's gonna get a $250,000 bonus, right? He gets direct bonuses from, and all that, and, some extra little stuff here and there. but he's gonna get a $250,000 bonus. Now, if you think about that, that's why centralized projects always make the most for the owners and give the crumbs to the hardest workers. Think about all the leaders that are in projects that you're in. Trust me, they're all getting the crumbs. Here, it's a different ballgame. If you're really about your money, you should be going full throttle, period, because it's yours. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for the next leader. You can literally outrank anyone, because if they don't catch up, remember, they need to create 2 legs that are ranking. So if you're the only heavy leg going down and they're not pulling the weight and your team is not pulling the weight and no one is pulling the weight, you can outrank. This is not a Ponzi, it's not a pyramid scheme. You can outrank 10 levels up whoever started before you. Easily. But that's why this makes it exciting, because at that point, nobody wants to go to sleep, right? Nobody wants to go to sleep. Already, I haven't even been sleeping that much. And now because of this, I can't even really sleep. I just literally get paid from FinTalk and then I go to sleep. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking everyone can do this. 6 months in this business is 6 million in volume if we are all working as a team. And then we are set for life. Right? So that's what it takes. Now let's go into breaking down how the capital is made from FinTalk and how they're able to generate all of this money and all that. So what I'll actually do is that I'm gonna speak on the first stream of income and break it down. So then after everyone understands that first stream, the next thing I just have to do is show you all the other streams of income. Because it's not just one stream of income FinTalk is making money from. Do not get this confused. It's not just one stream of income, right? So what are we doing in FinTalk? Let me see if I can break it down this way. Okay, so just like the things, so we have nodes, right? Node, and then we call it a pool. So the nodes in the pool, right? The pool is where all our lending capital, right? What are we doing? We are lending. So I can call it invest, right? Or lend. So when you invest or you lend, the money goes right in this pool run by nodes. Okay. Now, what do we have on the other end? We have people that are borrowing, right? So this is a two-way street. So we have loans, we call it loans, right? We have loans coming in, right? Okay. So now these loans is connected to DEX. What is DEX? Decentralized exchanges, right? So they are never able to run with the money. There's literally a block. Think about like a shield. No one is able to take anyone's loan money and leave, literally. Why? Because there's a smart contract embedded on all these node contracts initiated by the nodes, right? So they're sending in information in and out. Now, you, the investor, you're getting 1% a day, right? 1% a day. Yeah, I was doing it wrong there. 1% a day. It's not about how many people are taking loans. No, it's not even about that. The question is volume. How much in volume is being taken from the nodes, right? So if you have 100 million invested, right? Let's put that as an example. And even if we have 50 million in loans taken out, can you understand what's about to go on? You're about to be seeing that people, and we know anyone that knows about decentralized exchanges, you know that profit is not made meagerly. There is no, you're going to make this is not stock trading. This is not Forex trading. unless you're leveraging and doing more pips. You're not averaging 2% a day here in loans. No. People that are taking the loans are making tons of money. If you don't trust me, if you don't understand how these things work, go on any decentralized exchange, right? And then just Google, or not even Google, look at top performances by the day. Go to CoinMarketCap and go to top performing cryptocurrencies. What you're gonna see is something like this, 1,000%. Tell me I'm lying. What you're gonna see is 400%. Tell me I'm lying. But when you go and you look for where to buy the coin, like a lot of you see some of these coins, you're like, oh, it's not on my Coinbase. It's not on my, of course it's not, because they run on decentralized exchanges. You're gonna have to wait to get the crumbs on Binance and Coinbase and Kraken, because those exchanges are centralized. They need stability in the cryptocurrencies that they take. So they're looking for market caps close to $1 billion before they even list them. So you have a cryptocurrency that is launching at $0, zero market cap, and goes straight to, for those that don't understand how this thing works, I'll break it really down, really simple. Goes to first 1 million. That means if you put your money in the beginning, let's say zero is like too little. Let's just say it starts at 10K, right? 10K, and goes to 1 million. Divide the 1 million by 10K, that is the percentage profit you would have generated from a cryptocurrency like that. That's how they get the 1,000%, 400% profit, 10,000%. That's what we call 100x, 10,000%. It all happens on decentralized exchanges. Anyone that knows, knows. And those that don't, today you found out where the real money is being made in crypto. Right? Even on my story, I posted just recently, $15 turned to $300 and something. And that was on PancakeSwap, right? So that's what happens on decentralized exchanges. But you have to be getting the information, finding out what's coming when, got to check the sources. But that's what people do. They do this every day. Probably don't hit these percentages every day, but all you need is one good hit. And so that's what's going on these decks. People are taking these capitals and making, that's why sometimes you go on your FinTalk, you look at the swap historical, you see a crypto, you're like, oh, how are they making 200% profit, right? And also on your swap historical, it doesn't show you all the coins they get. It just shows you what particular currency they're showing per that loan wallet. One loan wallet could have borrowed to buy 5 different cryptocurrencies. They're just going to show you one on it, and then you can track that one. But on each of them, they're making different percentages, and that's what shows us the total aggregate. It's all explained in the notes inside the wallet. Right? So now let's break it down. 2% a day. Right? 2% a day, that's generated. 1% goes here. 1%. The other 1% comes to FinTalk. FinTalk who? FinTalk is the pool, right? But there are other pools. That is, you can call it FinTalk, because who is FinTalk? You, the lender. And a little bit, a percentage, we'll find out how much goes to the LLC, the marketing arm. They have a wallet that's also receiving based on contract. Everything is run by the notes and it's done by percentages. They are not coming in and saying, oh, guys, we made a lot of money today. Let's go in and just take a bulk. No. Contracts, smart contracts, notes, everything runs the ecosystem because there's a marketing budget, right? Now, the marketing budget is mainly fed by the 5% in fees that they charge you even when you withdraw your profits. You have so many leaders, myself, so many people, we are making profit. We are withdrawing on a daily, on a weekly, whatever, they are taking 5%. You make 1,050 goals. So just imagine investors, team leaders are making even 10 million a day in withdrawals. right? $10 million a day in withdrawals. Then you multiply that by 5%. That's 500K. 500K. Then what about the loans? What are people doing, right? What are people doing? Probably the traders are making, let's just give a cool number, right? Let's just say 50 million is borrowed when we have 100 million lended, right? And these people are able to double on average, because some are doing more. Let's just say on average, they double that. That means from just being able to loan half of what we put in, they're able to match us dollar for dollar, 100 million, right? In profit generated. So now that 100 million, they're gonna get charged fees, right? 2% a day, we know this. So let's do that, 7 days, right? Let's just say they're all doing 7-day contracts, right? So we multiply that by 14%. That's 14 million. I gotta find a place to input it now. Let's just say that's 14 million in fees coming in per day, right? That's a lot of money that's able to keep paying ROI, because let's take 1% of 100 million lent out. What is 1% of 100 million? $1 million. So can you understand how liquid this ecosystem is? Right? They're going to be shorter days. Maybe some days they don't do the 40 million, they probably do 5. Some days they'll do 2. But even on 100 million, we are still only getting 1 million a day in ROI. So you can raise the numbers. If we had $1 billion, of course, maybe they're lending out half of that. And that's being realistic. Come on, they're going to be able to lend at least half of what they're getting. If not, they would, because the smart contract, if they cannot validate you to a lending pool, they stop you from investing. Even Sandra would testify to that yesterday. I think because of all the updates going on, she was trying to do a lending, invest, and it keep giving an error. I went and asked one of the leaders. He says, yeah, that's how it works. And we heard it on the other call. If there is nothing to match the investment, it doesn't go. If it goes, it means there's a demand for liquidity. That's why they are taking your capital, all run by nodes. No one is taking anyone's money to pay Ponzi here. Right? So I'm gonna have to clean the screen at some point. Right? So let me do this. Because now I want to break down the 2% part, since we get all of that. All right. Okay. So out of that, there's 1% left. Remember, they give 1% out, they have 1% left. Now this 1%, what are the leaders getting? Right? What are the leaders getting? So they say when you're a GM, you generate 50,000 in volume, right? And your team they earn 1% a day, $100. Then they're giving you 15% of that 1% that they're earning. Can you imagine that? So what is 15% of 1%? That's what they're paying. They are paying 1% earnings, which is coming to the ROI, right? But they're giving you 15% of that 1% as a GM. Sorry, not even GM, my bad. I'll have to get to that. Not even as a GM. GM, you're getting 20%, right? So GM, you're getting 20%. What I meant to say is you still earn on your first level 15%, but as a GM, you're getting 20% of that, right? 500. You see, $500 earned from the 1% every day, or 50,000. You're earning 20% as a GM. So 20% of the 1%. That is like saying you have like 0. Let's say already 20% is 0.20, right? And then 1% is gonna be like 2 more zeros back, right? Right, you know, just a little. I just paid attention just a little bit in school during math. Don't mind me, just a little bit, not even a lot. So that's what they're paying you out of this. That's nothing, right? That's nothing. So understand this. They keep enough money that's well calculated to run this ecosystem. And even the minute someone hits GM, they don't throw all of this money back to you. You now only get 20% of all of this, which is basically this times another 0.2. So now you're even going further in the percentage of whatever is left in this pool. And that's how they're paying. VP, well, you get 30% of the volume minus what your 2 GMs are making. They stay very, very liquid. So this is, I'm just gonna keep it this short. Don't wanna go too deep on this part, but this is just explaining how this 1% is able to navigate the rewards and how they're able to get 5%, 5%. It stays in the pool. They have access to their wallet where they get payouts, but they don't have access to the pool wallet. They don't have access to the rewards wallet. The marketing arm of the company is getting their payout in their own wallet. And I'm sure if you track everything, we could all see everything on the blockchain. We probably have to get on another leader score where they're able to show all of that. I haven't gone that deep yet. I've just been so busy building. Right, so let's go to the other ways that money is made, because I know some people are gonna say, well, that's not enough, right? Yeah, it's still not enough for some people, or for most people. That's still, we need clarity for the organizations, right? So number one, we spoke about what's number one? Number one is basically fees. Fees on loans. Number two, withdrawal fees, right? Number three, every time you see some cryptocurrencies, they used to advertise them on the banner page, right? We saw them in the PDF. There's a couple of cryptocurrencies. Anywhere, if you have a store and you have an online business, you even have a YouTube channel, and you have 100,000 subscribers, what do people do and come up to you? They say, oh, I want to advertise something on your page. Do they just advertise? No, they pay fees. So we know this for a fact that certain cryptocurrencies that are being advertised, that are being put on our front page for us to look at them. When you go to the token growth list, there's currencies that you don't find being talked about everywhere. Some of them look like they could be new currencies, and they are just on decentralized exchanges. They are paying fees to advertise. Right? We have to understand the reality. They're paying fees to advertise. That's another way that income is generated. Number four, I'm actually going to go into number four a little bit. We all know about the nodes, the super nodes. All right? We all know about the super nodes. So I'm going to clear this out in case let me actually do it. So super nodes. And then after I'm done writing it, in case somebody was taking a screenshot, they can always do that, and then I'll clear it out. So we have super nodes, right? Actually, maybe I do want to add number 5 before. Number 5, FTH equity token. Right? So let me break down the equity token real quick. So everyone is allowed to buy a maximum cap of $1,000 worth of the equity token. But you don't get that off the rip. Oh, I just got in, I signed up, I registered, I put money in, now I can just go and buy FTH because it's gonna go up a lot of value. Because it went up from December. I spoke to some people that got in December. It was around $100 a coin. It's sitting at $45,000 a coin, right? But you can't just buy it. It's only reserved for people who have direct sales. Whatever volume you generate in your directs, 1% is allowed for you to buy. So if you brought in $100,000 in directs, that is just your link they used. That means 1% is the cap, 1,000, meaning you can now use your own money. This is not money, they're not giving you the FTH. You have to find $1,000 of your own USDT, and you are allowed to buy FTH with that. And then if it appreciates, you can always trade it for USDT. So imagine all the different leaders that made money and put the money back in because they want to hold FTH. Think about the liquidity. Maybe 100,000 leaders spent what? Maybe on average $500, because some leaders are able to spend 1,000, right? So let's just put it on half of that. And some people are creating multiple wallets. Let's just say 100,000 leaders are able to spend $500. That's $50 million. 50 M's. 50 M's. That goes right into liquidity. It can pay ROI. It keeps the ecosystem liquid. And we all know people are just getting 1% a day. The system is very, very liquid, people. Right? So we're going to talk about the super nodes. Point number 4, we talked about super nodes. Now I'm probably going to have to go into my app just to confirm information on the super nodes. Give me 1 second. For phase 1, I want to confirm for phase 1 how many nodes. Okay, this is from 20. Okay, so from 1, yeah. So from 1 to 20. So for phase 1, they had 20 nodes. And we know that each node costs 2 million for phase 1, right? So that's the total would be 40 million. $40 million was raised in phase 1, right? Call it phase 1. Phase 2. Phase 2, 3 million, and they moved from 20 to 50. So that's 30. 30 nodes times 3 million. Guys, if you haven't checked, it's left with only 4 nodes that are literally left, and they are going to be done soon. One is left with maybe 1.5. The other ones are, so let's just say 1 million, 2 million, 2 million, 1 million, 5 million left, right? Okay, so it's 3. So let's just say 2, actually 2 times 4 is 8. Let's say 9 million left. So let's just say it's done. Let's just say it's done, right? This is what? 90 million. What is a node? A node is a digital device running a software that validates transactions on the blockchain. We are able to delegate. We don't have 2 million, 3 million. As you can see, we are all delegating. Delegating means that there is a pool opened and we are all allowed to contribute for our chance to earn a piece. Each node is going to get about 12.5 FTC, right? At the moment, you remember you heard Limon say that he's getting FTH. If you look inside the terms and conditions, you do get rewarded FTH because we have added to that liquidity pool. We have increased the value and equity of this ecosystem. So they have to reward you something while you wait for FTC to come out in June. They don't want to leave you dry, but it's just a little bit of FTH. You get it here and there. It's all right. It's fine. The real price is FTC, starts in June. We don't know what price it will start at. It could probably start at $0.0000001. And what are you going to do then? You get me? That's why I don't heavily promote the nodes until you are an investor. You need people to understand their goal is to be an investor. And if they're an investor and they have the money, they better go hard. Because if they go hard with even $10,000, they're making $100 a day. Every single day for the first 30 days, they could say, well, skip the ROI going to 1 million now. I'm buying notes every day for 30 days. That's 3,000, but it didn't come out of your pocket. That's the game when it comes to investing. I'm not the financial advisor, but you always want to play with OPM, other people's money. They're giving you free money on the ROI. Why not use that to buy the notes, keep your capital, and let your capital now go back to work? So if you can afford it, why are you playing? Go straight, 10K, make $100 a day. If you can't afford it, the money is sitting there in the account. Right now, the dollar is worth 20 cents a dollar. If you take it out of your account and travel, it's worth nothing. You might as well put it in there and let it pay for that vacation the next 30 days, right? So that's what's going on here. We are able to make some moolah without sweating and doing all these other things, right? So it could, I'm not saying that's the price. It could come out at that, it could come out at that price because it's a cryptocurrency. They're not just gonna shoot it at a price. There's liquidity involved, right? The total supply is just like Bitcoin, 21 million. If you don't know, Bitcoin's total supply is 21 million. There's only 2 million left to be mined. It's been mining since 2009. We have the same technicalities, the same structure, the same dynamics, but we have a bigger difference than Bitcoin. We have a community currently 27 million wallets. Bitcoin did not have that in the first year. If not for other platforms like Silk Road and all these other things and Coinbase coming in and all these, no one would care about Bitcoin. We already have 27 million wallets in this ecosystem. Think what's going to happen with FTC. And what is the most important use of FTC? To pay for gas fees. FTC would be used to pay for gas fee. There's a reason why I'm saying all of this, because I'm coming to a point. So already 130 is being raised, phase 1, phase 2. We haven't even talked about phase 3. So let's go to phase 3 real quick. Phase 3. It's 100 nodes in total, right? So we've done 30 and 20, that's 50. So 50 nodes. And I need to get the price. Let me do this. I know they increase it every 50%, everything. So what is phase 3 going to be like? Let me read the rules real quick. Okay, phase 3 is going to be 4 million per node, right? That means if you bought $100 in phase 1, the amount of coins you'll be getting, the value of coins, the quantity, you'd have to probably spend 200 just to get the same quantity in phase 3. But trust me, it doesn't matter if you miss phase 1. It doesn't matter if you miss phase 2. What matters is, are you making free money every day? If that's the point, you don't even care the price. It's like you walk into a store, they say, the price is a little high for these glasses, but you have a lot of money in the bank. You don't care about the price, you just spend it, right? So what matters to me, I say, is go hard on the investment and then go hard on getting, because if you can get the GM, it means that you can buy $100 worth of nodes and never come out of pocket. So why are you not a GM? Why are you trying to use your own capital that could be making ROI to buy a ton of nodes? So I don't talk about the nodes like that in my team. I just tell people it's there, but you want to play the game the right way, right? So 50 times 4, my math, come on, where did it go? Is that 200 million? So when they ask you, how are they generating money? People, we just talked about over $310 million. Even forget the fees, forget the other 1%. You're telling me they can sell nodes, because nodes are digital devices. You buy it, it's like a sneaker, it's yours. You cannot take it back. It's gonna work for you. You bought a laptop with no returns. It's gonna work for you. Produce cryptocurrency. But all that money, it stays in the liquidity and the equity of FTH and FinTalk, meaning that it's going to be paying you even if there are not enough loans to pay us. If you like what you're hearing, this system is powerful, just drop powerful in the chat for me. Drop powerful in the chat, because some of you are not going to be able to sleep tonight. Some of you are going to get on your phone and make 50 calls, 100 calls tonight, and tell all the people that you thought you weren't going to share this with and say, look, yo, just come here now. Some of you are probably even going to go right into the bank account and say, you know what? I'm finally comfortable to drop the bag. I'm finally comfortable. If you're finally comfortable to drop the bag, say, I am finally comfortable, or just drop comfortable in there as well. Because your funds are safe. We know this for a fact. The wallet is yours. But now you know that the liquidity is not drying up today or tomorrow. Now think about, we haven't even finished. We're going to talk about FTC, and this is coming in June. So if, some people want to probably look at the negative. So let's just look at all the negative, like, okay, all of this dried up before, like by June. Well, cool. If it dried up by June, hey, who cares, right? Because we have FTC coming. Let's just say it dried up. It dried up by June, and then FTC launches. What's FTC going to do for us? It's going to fill back all the liquidity again. 27 million wallets. We know people can create 2-3 wallets. Let's just put it at 5. Let's just say 5 million. On a very conservative note, 5 million user wallets. And I'm being conservative, because it doesn't even matter if people have 10 wallets. They're going to pay for gas fee in all their wallets. In fact, let me just make it 10 million, right? 10 million. Because whatever you do, you're still, even if it's your third wallet, you're going to pay gas fee in that wallet, right? Yes, that's 20 million actually, because by then it'll be more wallets. 20 million wallets, right? And we know we are spending, those that are using ERC20, you can testify, you're doing like $2 per transaction, $3, $4 per transaction on gas fee. Those using TRC20, when you're doing a withdrawal, it's like $2 something to send TRC out of your wallet. When you're doing a transaction, it's like almost $2 per transaction, right? So on average, what's a good number on average? Should we do a week or per month? Let's just say per week, right? On average, everyone is doing maybe 5 transactions a week, spending $2 on average, right? Yeah, $2 on average. But then FTC is going to be so cheap, literally. You're not gonna spend that much. That would have been $10. Let's say FTC, because it's FTC, you're spending at most $5 per transaction. So multiply by $5, right? That's 100 million in volume. And in cryptocurrency, when you put money in the coin, it goes into the liquidity vault of the coin. It doesn't go anywhere. It goes into the liquidity vault. But guess who owns this ecosystem? The lenders. I'm telling you, we are the owners. We own this ecosystem. Because while others are waiting to buy and looking for this, some of us are with the nodes. Some of us are earning free FTH. You'll be able to trade FTH for FTC as well. Some of us are making ROI. Because of that, we can afford to keep buying this coin. And you're getting it early because we'll have the swap. The swap is launching. They have their own DEX, decentralized exchange swap, which is launching in June alongside the blockchain and alongside the FTC, alongside a derivatives market, alongside a ton of other things, products, all launching within our ecosystem that is going to require the use of FTC. Millions will be pumped into FTC. And guess what? Most crypto projects put a tax, buy tax, sell tax. Where do you think they're going to send that? Where do you think they're going to send that when they know they have lenders to pay ROI to? Where do you think they're going to send that? Straight into the lending pool. Right? So this system is not going to make you sleep. It's going to make you earn, and it's going to make you get on your phone, because that's what it's meant to do. We have found, if not the best, one of the best ecosystems that has ever come across our face that allows us to earn ROI. And it's not meager, it's not 0.1%, it's not 0.5%. We're doing a good solid 1% a day. Now, somebody asks if I'm withdrawing every day. We're going to get to that, right? I'm going to get to that part. If you're withdrawing every day, what do you do? But if you're fired up, drop some fire in the chat, because we covered a lot. If you're fired up, let's drop some fire in the chat. Now let's talk about how you ROI, right? We all know that you make 100% return on your ROI in 63 days, right? So brother Reggie, good guy, he asked the question. He's always asking the right questions. For me, every question is the right question, because as long as you're asking questions, it means you're trying to get them answered, because you know what you're gonna do when you are empowered with the information. So don't be doubtful, don't be pessimistic. Just ask some questions, ask in the group, right? Right now we have top leaders here. We have Sandra Davis, Pastor Shankai, you have Steve, you have Sarah Julian. Come on, we know this, right? You have myself, right? There's a few other, we even have, I think at this point, even Reggie knows a lot, right? You have other people who are engulfed in the information. They have the answer. Just ask in the group. Ask in the group, because the minute you get an answer, 50 other people get the same answer. Ask, because we're just here to give everyone the information that we are also getting, right? So they say you ROI in 63 days. How is that possible? Remember, there's a rule number 2 in FinTalk, right? In case you don't know rule number 2. Rule number 2 says that if your capital is equal to your profit, as far as the value, your profit no longer, I'm not going to do multiplication. I need to do, yeah, no longer earns 1.5%, right? That's rule number 2 in FinTalk. When your capital equals your profit, the profit no longer earns 1.5% every single day. So how do you get to 64? Sarah Julian, Sassy, correct me. Is this 64x we are doing in a year? As in $100 becomes what?
Correct.
6,400. Okay, so 64x. So how do we 64x in 1 year? Well, let's do the math. The numbers don't lie. So you invest, let's use a figure that's going to inspire people to invest. We're not doing $100 here, right? $1,000, right? When you invest $1,000, you're saying that in 2 months, you'd have earned 1,000, right? So this is the premise. How many 2 months do we have in 1 year? We're gonna have 6 sets of these, right? 6 sets of the 2 months. So in your first 2 months, you make your 1,000. What are you gonna do? 1,000 and change probably. You're gonna withdraw your profit. People, this is the strategy. You are going to withdraw your profit and you add it to your capital, right? So second month, you're gonna start off with $2,000 in your capital. You guys want the strategy. This is the strategy. Then in 2 months, what's gonna happen? Now you're gonna earn $2,000 in profit. What are we gonna do again? We are going to withdraw our profit and put it in our capital. On the third set or third cycle of these 2 months, you had $4,000. What happens again in 2 months? You are going to earn $4,000. No matter what you have, we know that for a fact. By your second month, you would have 2x. You'd have made 100% return. So now you're going to take that 4K and you're going to add it to your capital. We're on the fourth cycle. You have $8,000. Right? If I'm probably not ending right, then maybe I need to start a cycle or maybe one over here or something. But let's do it. So 2 months, you're gonna make $8,000. Now, when I add the 8,000 to my capital, I'm gonna need some more room, right? $16,000. Okay, so $16,000, 2 months. I'm gonna make another $16,000, right? So when I add it, I'm gonna have $32,000. So now $32,000 with that last cycle is gonna produce $32,000. At this point, I'm gonna let everyone do the math for me. So we call this sixth cycle. When you add $32,000 to $32,000, can you drop the answer in the chat for me, please? Can everyone who is able to add it, 32,000 plus 32,000, please just drop the answer. I want to see at least 40, 50 answers because you want to make it, you can claim it, right? If you want to make it, you can claim it. What are we going to see as the total, right? What are we going to see as the total? Now, let me actually go on my phone and look in the chat because I'm not seeing on the whiteboard side. So I want to be able to see. I know for sure, if my math is not mistaken, for sure. Yeah, 64K, yep, 64 Gs. Yep. The people in London, how do you call that? Is it quid? How do you call 1,000 quid, right? 64K, right? Exactly. So it means that the math never lied when we saw that chart. Because look, I'm not going to lie to you. It took me like almost 20 days in this project to even grasp what this chart meant. Because for me, I actually honestly ignored the chart because what I do in any project when I introduce people, I tell them, please just take your profit the minute you get it. Like the minute you make your return on investment, your first 2 months, just take it out. I'm not the guy that always talks about, and then 1 year you're gonna be in a house with butterflies. Nah, I don't do, I just say the minute you make ROI, take it out, and then whatever you want to do, you can do it. Because how many times have we been pumped on presentations and people with the Lambos come and tell us all the things, and yeah, just keep compounding. And then the minute you decide that you actually wanted to take the money, the platform is playing games. How many times, right? So for me, I always tell people, just grab what's yours. And then whatever happens to whatever is not yours, you can just say you wasted time and not money, right? But we can see that the numbers don't lie. You know what's beautiful about FinTalk? You don't even have to take the money home if you don't want to. You put it in there because the minute you end this, all you do is turn off auto invest. And in 7 good days, I'm talking about 7 days of you have anxiety and panic. So you leave your phone and never look at it. And you go out to work, you hang out with the family. 7 days comes by like it's nothing. It's going to be Sunday next week, right? And then finally, you go and hit redemption and take all the money. Maybe you leave the 1,000 and you say, I'm going to start this game all over again. Who has won? You won. The house never loses. And who's the house? You are, the minute you decide to invest in FinTalk. So ladies and gentlemen, we didn't want to hold you guys too long, but this was vital. This was necessary. This was the fuel we needed to empower our vision. This was the strategy we needed to create success, duplicate success. This was the, come on, I'm running out of words here, but this is what we need, the tools we needed, the information we needed to create true success in this opportunity. We covered it all. And if we didn't cover something, you can drop it in the group chat. And then what we do is that we're going to have these training calls, right? It doesn't end here. We're going to have these training calls. We're going to grow larger in numbers. The Zooms are going to get to 1,000, most likely next week. Why? Because everyone here now knows that they can bring in 50 people this week. If you're looking to bring in 50 people this week, drop 50 in the chat for me. Drop 50 in the chat, because guess what? The other leaders here who need to find people to create second wallets under and throw a ton of people in here. If you're looking to bring in 50 people this week, drop 50 in the chat, because that's the only way we do this. You're either going hard or you're just chilling. You're not going home. You're still going to win. But are you chilling or are you trying to get the bag? Because when I heard about what even an ED can make at 2 million in volume, right? I said, oh, nah, I need to get this. And if I'm not the biggest builder, if my team can help me achieve about 1 million in volume, right? 1 million in volume in 48 days. I'm not the biggest builder. I don't have 10 years of experience in this. I don't have 15 years of experience in this. I didn't come from different projects with multitudes of people. I mean, I do have teams. I do know how to build. Don't get me wrong. I've created some success. My last ROI project, we had 10,000 people in there, but it rugged, and then it was 1.5 years long of a gap. We've lost members, right? But some of you have created success time after time after time, year after year after year. If I can do 1 million in 48 days with my team, what can you do with your team? That's the question. Right? So that's all I'm going to say. I just want to say thank you all. You guys are the ones that make it possible, but that's why we are here to serve and make sure we all make it to the top. We want to create 20 new GMs this week, period. 20 new GMs this week. So if you know you want to be a GM, in the main chat, CRS, or if you're from my Telegram, in the Telegram, just type GM. So the people that missed this call will be asking what's going on, right? They'll be like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Just everybody go flood it with GM if you're not a GM. We have some questions, I will take that. Go flood it with VP if you're already a GM, and go flood it with SVP if you know you're already about to hit VP, right? And then let me stop the sharing, or probably let me leave the sharing on, but let me stop the recording at this point.